Hey everyone, welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. I've played Car Mechanic Simulator 2019 before. I have played this before, but they have introduced some cool DLCs and everything, and I am looking forward to going through the game and finding ourselves a car in the junkyard to build up, put some times on a racetrack, test out this drag racing DLC. So here we go. Let's get into it. Alright. I'm gonna go on normal difficulty. No, we don't need the tutorial. Alright, so welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator. This is our own garage. Take a look around and get to know our new workplace. You have at your disposal an old Adept gas station with its surroundings, complete orders, purchase and renovate cars, and expand your garage. Good luck. So, as you can see here, oh my goodness, it's Easter here in a few days, so you can see, look at this, got some Easter decorations going on outside. Oh, look at this, oh my goodness. The huge Easter egg sitting on that house. Huge Easter eggs up there. Oh my goodness, they're everywhere. If I need this truck, how do I move this? I don't know. Anyways, as you can see, we've got our own garage here, and this is where we're going to be doing all our work. So let's hop on in and see what we can do. Alright, got everything we need to get started. Let's go pick up our first job. I'm going to go over the phone here. I did purchase the DLC Hot Rods pack because Hot Rods are some of my favorite builds. Can't exactly explain why. I like the old school. I like the cutout fenders, the exposed engines. You know, I just love them. So we'll just pick up our first story order here. Right, just passing by, noticed our repair shop. It's good that somebody took care of the old ruined petrol station. Car that I'm coming in with today, quite a recent purchase. Used on a daily basis, condition is okay. Be okay to check the oil levels and tires. There should be no problem. If you manage, then perhaps this won't be our last meeting. Alright, well, thank you for coming in today. Let's get you all sorted out. Move you straight to the car lift, eh? Because if we've got to do the oil, we know instantly that we have to lift it. Alright, so here you can see, pop the hood, can check our car stats, and then here you get a list of the parts to fix and a couple different task zones to look at. So it looks like we're going to have to replace all 4 of the tires, the oil filter, the air filter, the fuel pump, and 2 of the brake pads. And if you click these stars here, it will highlight the part you need to replace in blue, so that way you get the correct one. So we'll start pretty easy here. We'll remove this for the air filter. Nice and easy grab right off the bat. Perfect. We'll go grab the fuel pump, which is located on top of the fuel tank. Pull that guy out. And then we are going to lift the car so we can move the oil catch pan underneath. And we will use. Alright, so that should be all good. We're going to start off. So you know we have to change the 4 tires, so we're going to have to pull all these off anyways. And it looks like we've got brake drums on the back, so we don't have to worry about which brake pads we need to pull, because brake pads only go on disc brakes. So that's 2. geometry, and we'll take the caliper off with the brake. Right, and the brake pad. Now if we just turn the camera a little bit over here, you can see the oil filter. There we go. Take that guy off. We'll open up our inventory and we will add these to our shopping list. And then, oh whoops, we need to remove the tires from the rims. So pretty handy, cool machines. Better than using a big pry bar and screwdriver. Alright, there we go. So the last thing we're gonna need is the tire. So they are 215/75 R15s. So we're gonna come over to the computer. We're gonna buy tires. We're looking for a standard tire. We're gonna need 4 of them. The size, which is for the rim, was 15. The width was 215. The profile was 75. It's gonna cost us $680. We're gonna open up our shopping list, grab the oil filter. We're gonna grab 2 brake pads, fuel pump, and the carb. It would be cool if you could just open up with a shopping list and it would just highlight everything and then just create an entire list for you just to buy, rather than having to go through and select. So there we go. Just want to double check. Yeah, 215/75 R15. I'm not crazy. Perfect. All right. So now this is a cool addition to Car Mechanic 21, because in 19 you did this. It didn't have this little mini game to balance the tire. You just basically did the exact same thing. You just clicked and then you just waited. But this, you get to play a little mini game, and I think that that's really cool. Like when games add the extra mini games to stuff, just makes it a little more enjoyable rather than just sitting there watching it happen. Perfect. Alright, let's get everything back on the car here. There you are. Alright, they're all brand new tires, so I'm not going to be too worried about which ones go in the front and which ones go in the rear. Okay, there we go. We were able to grab it from there. Nice. And now we'll do the tires. And we can call this job almost done. Stop through the air filter and refill it with oil. Alright, and there we go. Oh, this way. Down. Got little Easter eggs all over the shop. How cool is that? Like the fact that they did that. It's a nice little bonus to the game. Air filter cover. And finally, we're going to refill the oil here. It auto kicks out when the level is reached, and then you can always double check with the dipstick, which I think is a really cool feature as well. So you can see it's right in between. You don't usually want to fill them up to max anyways, so right in the center is perfect. Then you can come here to your tasks, see what else you've got. So as you can see, we've done everything we need to in this one, everything in this one. Then we just have some other tasks. So we're just refilling washer fluid and then redoing brake and power steering fluid, which is another thing that they added to 21. In 19, you couldn't do all of this extra fluid stuff, which I think is also really awesome. Just more realistic, more of a simulation. And finally, some brake fluid. And there we are. I'm gonna call that done. Pretty dirty old car, eh? Looks like it could use a wash. Go through here, you can come over here and you can see story order 900, changing the fluids $25, other tasks 65, job bonus 600, so we're making $2,000. Looks like we spent just under $1,000, so we're probably making about $1,000 off of that order. Very, very nice. Alright, let's go pick up our next one. Look at this. We get to work on our first hot rod. Smith & Parker Roadster. Looks like there will be bonus XP on this one, so let's take that order. Oh, look at this. See, I love these. The big wide tire in the back, the completely custom design. Look at this. This one's even got a supercharger. And this one, look at this. This one's in great condition. Oh, that is amazing. What do you need done there? Looks like he needs a caliper, a disc brake, and 2 cylinders. That's not too bad. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan of these cars. I really am. Alright, so 2 cylinders, ventilated disc, and a caliper. Ventilated disc, 2 cylinders, and a caliper. So we can look up those two. Looks like they're both on one side, so that makes life easy. Super interesting concept to only replace one side. Like, in the real world, usually, like, if you need to buy a set of brake discs, they come in packs of 2 because you have to do the front, you have to do both sides at the same time. You can't do just one side. So, wonder if there's any kind of bonus for that. Not even sure how you would check. You'd have to do this job this way, and then when you get another one, you'd have to do it the other way, and then you'd have to keep track just to see. But by that point, you'd probably forget, because the odds of getting 2 similar jobs in a row, and you need them to be exactly the same, so that way you can price them out properly. That would just be a pain. Right, drum brake cylinders. Brand new one. Do the good old star pattern to put your wheels back on. Perfect, and there we go. I would say that is all. So we can come over here again, port brake performance, get about 200 bucks. You can get a little bit of a bonus and a job bonus on top of it. So $269. Very nice. Alright, and as you can see, we can come over to the toolbox here, and this is where we can spend our skill points as we level up. But, more importantly, this here is we get access to all our tools. So you can see here, we get a car wash station, which is going to be really nice. A test path, which is going to be super important. A salvaging station, which is going to be really important for the race car that we build, because when you break down anything really, but you're mostly going to break down the red broken parts, you get upgrade tokens, which you can use to increase the star rating and quality of parts that you install in your vehicle. We have a second lifter option, a garage expansion, which is also going to be super important. It's going to allow us to repair parts. So if it's in the orange, the yellow, we can possibly repair them, and then we can save certain parts from other cars and we can use them on new ones. Got the paint shop, levels 1, 2, and 3, so we can paint everything. We have a dyno here, which is going to be super awesome. And then finally a warehouse, which allows us to store extra parts. Finally, all our tools over here. I won't go through them all, but they're going to be important. So we do need to make some money to get all of this for sure. So we'll just keep cracking away at that. Because just buying another car is going to be a big one too. This just other tasks, no bonuses or anything. Doesn't look like anything too crazy. Looks like they just want their washer fluid. I think literally it only gives us like $20. Barely anything. So it cost us $14. And we're going to make 43. Okay, my bad. 20 bucks off. What a job. Oh, look at that. Level 2. And I think that's what we needed in order to get this. So we got another... this is probably going to be another washer fluid job. Oh, look at this guy. So cool. And we'll just pick up this one. So, hi, my name's Joanna. This is referred to you by my neighbor. He's a car dealer. I hear that your repair shop has been up and running since quite recently. But you look like a promising mechanic. Oh, why, thank you. That's so nice of you. It is almost annual service time. My buddy, I like the quotations, buddy doesn't seem to have any problems, but I'll leave that to you to decide. Please change the oil filters and fill in the missing fluids. Haven't had time for that recently. John mentioned that there was tapping in the camshaft. Oh my. I don't know what he meant. Perhaps it makes more sense to you. Well, I can tell you right now, that's not necessarily a good thing. That could be pricey. Let's just see what they want. They want new brake fluid, new power steering fluid. What are we getting for that? Ooh, almost 100 bucks for 2 fluids. Yay. Okay, we are going to move car to car lift A. So, as we can see here, we got some brake pads, cam gear, camshaft, rollers, ignition coil. Oh my goodness, so many things. And then lastly, there are 3 parts fully undiscovered. Change oil and other tasks, all the fluids. So there's a couple different ways that we can try and find these missing parts. One way is to use the examination mode that we have access to here. This can be incredibly tedious. As you can see, it's 17 parts to examine. And that's how long it takes to examine one. So we can go through all of this. And as we can see, that yielded no fruit. Another thing we can do is do just an eye check. Look for some broken parts. See if anything stands out to us. Can see a ventilated disc there, which is not on here, so I'll almost guarantee you that that's going to be one. There's a pad. Look over here. There's another pad. You can see that that one's definitely done. Over here, there's another pad. How many pads? See this? 1, 2. As you can see, they only put down 2, so we can pretty much guarantee that there's at least another one. Yeah, and look at that, a second ventilated disc. So I'm willing to bet that those 4 missing parts are going to be 2 brake pads and 2 ventilated discs. So we don't even have to get 2 into it in order to figure that out. So look at that. It's actually some pretty clean oil. It's not too bad. Looks like they're probably right on time for their oil change. So this says just change oil, drain oil, and refill with new. Now when you go to a shop or anything, whenever you get an oil change, they don't ever just change the oil. They always change the filter as well. So that's another question. Do we just replace this filter, which has a 65% life rating, because it's a video game, or do we go with the simulation and replace it anyways? So, you know what? Let's just go for it, I guess. Perfect. Okay, so let's just check these ones really quickly. These bushings are easy to check. How about these guys? Oh, right there. You can actually see it just popped up red too, because we already knew that they were broken, so it's actually a good point. I didn't actually need to examine them with my eyes. Alright, and we'll remove the last brake pad. Now we'll go in here and we'll do a double check. So as you can see, some pads are added and some vents. So if we come down here, bam, see that? All done. There is 4 rubber bushings though. I checked the ones up front. Are these ones in the back no good? Ah, see that? You can see the seat belt. It's red, but you can also tell by visually looking at them. It's black with all that gray. It's the rubber being worn out. So I'm willing to bet you as well. That's another thing, right? Rubber bushings, you would buy probably more and replace more than just one. So those are interesting. So we can add all this to our shopping list. That will take care of the bottom end of the engine, or sorry, not the engine, the car. And then we can drop it down, start working on the engine components. Okay, check. I would like to put, I'm gonna put both 80s on the back. No, actually no. That's silly. I'm gonna put 81 on the back and then the smaller one. Having both tires the same wear on the front seems like the more a better idea. With it being a front wheel drive car, it'll have more even traction and better stopping power. A lot of people don't know it, but when you actually apply the brakes to your car, your front brakes do most of the work. So you generally want to put your best tires on the front. Of course, it's always a gamble, because if you don't have good tires on the rear and your vehicle is rear-wheel drive, then you're just going to sit there and spin, and you don't really need to stop because you're not going anywhere. So it's just better to have better tires. Right, and then I haven't done the oil filter yet, have I? No, I have not. Perfect. Brand new oil filter, ready to go. Let's lower her down. So this is another thing, when you go to the store or auto part dealer and you're like, oh hey, I want to replace the spark plugs in my car. And you go and you buy a spark plug, they always come in a pack of 4. So again, you don't want to replace just the ones that are burnt out. You generally want to replace them all, so that way they're all burning evenly. You don't want certain ones burning hotter than others. There's the camshaft in there. You can clearly see the difference between the two. So they do make it relatively easy in this game to see that difference. There we go. Oh my goodness, so many stuff in the way. Alright, we'll move you. Move you. You. Timing cover. Okay, we are going to have to remove this water pump. So we're going to have to drain the coolant out, because if you don't, you pull it out and it causes a spill, and then you got to pay a cleanup fee, and that's a whole lot of no thank you for me. Right, this belt tensioner is one of the ones that needs to be replaced. I believe that belt is... I think both belts actually need to be replaced, don't they? Actually, it doesn't look like we have to remove that water pump after all. Definitely need that. And... oh, you know what? We do have to remove this, because we have to remove that gear off. Take it off and put it back on. Take it off and put it back on. All because you weren't paying attention. There. Now we can pull it off. Okay, so that's the belt tensioner, the cam gear, the camshaft, idle roller. There will be a ignition coil. Serpentine belt A and the spark plug. Alright, there we go. So, let's open the camshaft and... so even the ignition coils, they should probably replace all 4. I believe the saying is, the customer is always right. Not that I 100% believe in that. Customer can be wrong. Anybody can be wrong. It's an unheard of concept. No one's always right. Okay, I need to know which idle roller. I thought it was that one, but wanted to be double sure. Perfect. This is our new serpentine belt. New belt tensioner. Cover back on. Crankshaft pulley. So this guy is 76. You know what? I kind of want to add this. I want to put a new belt on because it does say replace parts. They're supposed to be minimum 81%. So if this serpentine belt is 70,
feel like it should be done. But I mean, it's strange that, like, it wasn't, but hey, who am I to complain? Okay, that's all been done. Let's put the engine head cover back on. Alright, that should be the entire engine back together. Yes, indeed. Oil needs to be refilled, and then we need to do brake, coolant, power steering, and washer. I like how when you go to refill the oil, it puts a funnel on, but you go to refill anything else, and nope, it's just by the bottle. Kind of funny. We're a master pourer everywhere else. When it comes to oil, we need that assistance. Perfect. Alright, looks like everything has been complete. We're getting $900 for the story, $25 for the oil change, $90 for the other tasks. We have a $600 bonus and another $400 bonus coming in at $2,200. Looks like we spent probably, I don't know, maybe what, $1,500 or maybe $1,100, somewhere around there. So looks like we're making about another $1,000 profit. Very nice indeed. Alright, what else do we got on the go here? Brake system. Let's take it. Brake systems can be good money sometimes. Look at the flame job on this guy. I gotta admit, out of the hot rods, this one isn't exactly my favorite. It almost looks like a beef, like it's a beetle trying to be tough. That's what that looks like. And, oh, look at that, XP bonus. We'll take that as well. Finish. Thank you. Right. You have brake problems. You're probably going to go on the stand. It's an older vehicle, so... And look at that. There's the vent as well. That makes my life easy. Right, and a shoe goes on drum brakes. It's going to be one of these rears. And unfortunately, there is no easy way to tell. I mean, on a car, there's a little hole in the drum, and you can look into. You might be able to see something, but... And this drum looks good. Yeah, it'd be a little hole right here, so right up here, something like that would be where it is. You'd shine a flashlight in there and hope you can see something. The easiest way to check is always to just pull them off. It's so time consuming. And there they are. Bad shoe. I wonder if it would have been worth checking all the tires. Alright, no bonuses, $300. Nothing to write home about, and looks like we picked up another level. That must mean another story order is on the way. We will pick up this little guy, because it looks like it's going to be a fluid job. And good morning, young man. Oh, please help me. I set off on a ride and my car stopped working. It just shut down. Fortunately, some good young men towed me to the workshop. If it weren't for them, well, I'd rather not get into it. Please see what you can do to get it up and running again. I have no idea what could have happened. Usually everything is working just fine.
Thanks for setting up a workshop in the middle of nowhere. In the meantime, please allow me to use your restroom. Alright, well, we will take care of her for you, sir. Let's see here. What do you want done? Refill brake, coolant, power steering, and washer. Finally, power steering. Alright, what do we got going on? Looks like, okay, well, we know everything that's wrong with it. Change oil and other tasks. So, alright. Next, we are going to lift her on up. Oh yeah, yummy oil. Move it back. Alright, so we need to replace the alternator, the belt tensioner, a cam gear, a clutch release bearing, fuel filter and pump, idle roller, wires, oil filter, radiator, relays, spark plug, starter, timing belt, and a water pump. Alright, well, we can definitely get going on this fuel pump right here. Next, for the clutch release bearing and the pressure plate, we will have to take off the gearbox. So we'll remove this drive shaft. Perfect. And while we're at it, that means we need a starter. As you can tell, it's done. There we are. There's the release bearing. The pressure plate is good. Like you can see behind it, the pressure plate, or the clutch plate, sorry, is done. So those are all the things I can tackle from underneath the car. Alright, here we go. Fuel pump. Alright. Box. No, I should have done. Should have grabbed the oil filter, actually. Oh, and I should grab a starter. Oh my goodness, I totally botched that, didn't I? Silly. Perfect. Right, come on down. We're gonna take this radiator right out. Add the roller right off. We need this belt, alternator, and a water pump. We need, aha, there you are. New ignition wires. This spark plug for sure. This one, and this one. Looks like all four were needed. There's the belt tensioner that we need. Timing belt and a cam gear. Alternator, belt tensioner, cam gear, fuel filter, idle roller, ignition wires, radiator, relays, serpentine belts. Don't think we have to get too much further into that rabbit hole. We'll remove that fuel pump. Go over here to the fuse box. And fuses you can't actually see. So as long as you know which one is done, you can see these ones are unknown. Perfect. Alright, let's add some stuff. Radiator. There's probably a couple more parts I'd actually be able to replace on this as well if I had all my tools available to me. Should really pick those up.
Alright. Now, that should... Oh my goodness, there we go. Everything's done there. Now we just have to refill all the fluids. Can send this customer on their way. The freshly ready to go car. Alright, that should be all. Close the hood. What do we got going on here? Looks like we're getting $1,200 for the story order. Another 20. Looks like we charge about 25 bucks for an oil change. That's got to be the cheapest oil change I've ever heard of. Other tasks, 90. We're getting an $800 bonus and a $500 bonus for 2,600 bucks. Again, I'm not 100% sure how much we spent, but we should be making a nice little profit there. Awesome. And with that, we'll be back to some smaller jobs. Nothing with bonuses right now. Just some XP bonus on that one. Let's just take that really quickly. Looks like it's another task. It might even be enough. What do you want done? Brake and power steering fluid. Look at this. This is like a classic looking hot rod. The flames on the side. Looks like it needs a paint job. It's got a different colored door. Go down that rabbit hole, eh? Another 52 bucks. Let's go back into our shop. Take another quick look at our orders here. Ooh, this is a cash bonus and it's brake problems. But we're not going to tackle that right now. Alright, and that will be it for today's episode. So, thanks everyone for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Slowly and surely we will get there. Get to the junkyard. You have to be level 5. You can see it here. Level 5 in order to even get to the junkyard. And we'll need money to actually buy something. And then from there we will start building it up, get it running. I'm going to work on just getting it running to start with, and we'll put some lap times down, and then we'll slowly build it up and build ourselves a race car. So, thanks again. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.